channel. Let's see what January 2024 has in store for you. Any information that you may be looking for to book a personal reading with me, I will list it in the description box. So check there and make sure you hit the like button so that you never miss a beat whenever we upload here on the channel. And guys, bear with me. I haven't been live doing readings for the collective in a while. Whenever I do these live readings for the collective, energy-wise, it's always like hype. It's a lot, but let's go ahead and see what's going on. So Cancers, let me tune into your energy. Okay, so I just heard the word wait. I don't know why I heard the word wait. It just like was loudly projected in my head just now. So maybe during this month, you want to maybe wait until certain pieces of information come out before you make any permanent decisions during this time. This is a time frame where you don't want to jump to conclusions as well. I heard don't jump to conclusions or don't act too soon. So if there is any like maybe relationships or business endeavors or things that you may be wanting to do, maybe like wait until certain pieces of information are out there or could be clear in terms of like what you're investing your time into or what's going on essentially, okay? All right, let's keep going. All right, first card I have is the full moon. So January is a purging month. I think that you've already done a lot of purging though in December. But in January, it's like a full-fledged, okay, I've released this, I'm ready to make way for newness in my life. But I know that there are certain emotions that I have to let go of that don't necessarily serve me or serve my bigger plan. So with the full moon energy, there could be certain emotions that are coming up that, you know, could be positive, could be not so positive, but in you feeling your feelings, this is going to give you a chance to like get to the root of maybe something you didn't notice. Like maybe you didn't notice that you still cared about somebody who you broken up with or somebody who you were about to date and maybe it didn't necessarily work out. Or maybe you didn't know that you felt a way about how a family member may have treated you growing up. Okay, and these emotions coming up is going to give you that temperature check about how you truly feel about certain relationships around you or certain situations. I also have truth. So, interesting. With truth, there could be a conversation that happens in the month of January where you finally get honesty from somebody who you've been dealing with. If you've been constantly feeling like Cancers, you've been dealing with somebody who's lying. You can't trust them as far as you can throw them. They constantly give you like all these mixy, strange, or like you could feel something's off. I think that this is going to be the month that you're going to get some clear answers or the truth finally from whoever this may be who's been like energetically giving you, like I said, some red flags. Also with truth, you could have certain people who are mad at you because of the fact that you know what your boundaries are and that you could be like blatantly cutting certain people off. And they could be upset because you're walking in your own path. Like, I'm especially seeing this in terms of friendships and certain family members. If you, let's say, cut certain friends off because you know in truth they may not genuinely be supportive of you. Or maybe you cut certain family members off because in truth, maybe you went through a lot of trauma and because of them, you still got to go through this whole process of purging and letting go of everything you've been through. They could be real upset the fact that you could be like standing in your truth and not wanting to see things the way that they see it. Your perspective may not match what certain individuals' perspectives may be about you, and that's okay. I also have safe travel. So there could be some sort of travel that happens in the month of January for my Cancers. I think that with this trip, there could be some sort of moment of epiphany or what's the word I want to use? It's like a moment of epiphany, or maybe like you have a moment of, I would say realization, I guess, by going on some sort of trip. So an example of this could be going back home, right? And visiting your hometown, and then you taking this trip, it gives you like this renewed sense of like hope or a renewed perspective. So some sort of trip is going to change your life, or maybe change your perspective on certain things. It could give you like that reality shift. But let's keep going. What's the spiritual message for my Cancers? So we have, this is a blessing in disguise. Be patient and have faith that your angels have the situation under control. What will come is far better than you dare to dream. Yes. So understand that everything that has happened up until this point has been a blessing in disguise. And there's going to be a moment where you're going to be like, oh, now I see how this had to happen for this to happen. Now I see how maybe, you know, me losing my job may have felt like the worst thing in the world at that time. But now this is making way for even better opportunities, because there's going to be, I'm telling you, in the month of January, a moment of confirmation, or a moment of being like, oh, now I see. Okay, so understand that certain things are a blessing in disguise. Certain forms of rejection are protection. I say that all the time here. All right, let's pull from here. Cancers, January 2024. So we have the Lovers as the first card here. So Cancers, you could have two love interests you're going to have to choose between. This could be a Gemini. That could be one of those signs. It doesn't have to be that sign at all. But there's two love interests that you're going to have to choose between. And you're going to have to choose based off of what you've learned from dealing with both. Now, I'm getting that one person that you could have to choose between, or both of these individuals. One person could be a new person in your life. And then the other person could be somebody who you have history with. And in you having to make that choice, some of you are needing to really ask yourself whether or not you can really continue a path of dealing with like a past tense person, or if new love is best suited for you, and having to make that choice based off of what makes the most sense, essentially. Also, if it's not about like a choice when it comes to love, it could be you having to make a choice between you and maybe like staying in certain environments that may not necessarily be in your best interest, for example. Like having to choose you, or choose being involved in a toxic relationship, being maybe in a workplace where the people that you work with are really toxic. Like it's like you have to choose you or choose another thing outside of self. And of course, I do think you guys are going to choose you, but you're going to have to really reflect and ask yourself the important questions as to like, what have you been choosing and what is in your best interest? Yeah, Six of Pentacles in reverse and the Judgment card in reverse. So you could have somebody who's trying to come back from the past, who did not put any effort in the past to try to work on this relationship. They may have left everything up to you to maintain this connection. They may have stopped calling you, texting you, taking you on dates, literally left everything to you to basically manage this relationship. Strong earth energy with this. Now this person is trying to come back, and a lot of you Cancers, you're going to see right through this person. I don't think that you're going to be fooled. Fooled me once, shame on you. Fooled me the second time, shame on me. Literally, you guys are deciding that, or not deciding, you're seeing through somebody and deciding to protect your energy. So you will be shutting somebody out who has not went out of their way, or previously has like put you in a position to feel like you were going out of your way for somebody who wasn't really caring about you or willing to do the same. You could even have somebody ask you for some money during this time frame. This could be a family member, a friend, somebody here is asking you for some money. And you may have given this person money before and this person did not pay you back. So you're going to have to set some clear boundaries this month. Clear boundaries when it comes to like fueling relationships where the effort is unequal. Where people are expecting out of you, but they're not willing to give the same back. Okay, so you could have an Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. I'm also getting Pisces energy, Gemini. That could be of significance this month. Cancers. Now, you could have a fire sign who's really, really angry at you, and they could be like trying to take their anger take their anger to the next level. This could be somebody who you have children with, and the way that they could be trying to take things to the next level is like trying to start up maybe a custody battle, or like purposely being difficult with you to make it hard for you guys to co-parent. So if you're wondering in January why you can't co-parent with like the person you have kids with, or get to a point to where you guys could at least communicate for the sake of the child, it could be because they're holding a level of resentment for the fact that their relationship didn't go right or the things that happened. I'm also seeing they could be including like their family in like whatever feud that you guys could have going on. So be mindful of the person you may have children with, trying to include their family and make it this whole like escapade where it's bigger than it needs to be. Yeah, somebody who you may have found really attractive this month, you could start to look at them totally different. Like once you get past their outer exterior, there could be a lot of like red flags that are just blatantly hard to bypass. Okay, let me pull from this deck. What do my Cancers need to know? What do they need to know? So I have Journey. So you need to respect your process. January is no different than the rest of your life. And it's important that you don't expect things to just kind of be one way at a drop of a dime. Okay, so January is about respecting just a little piece, and I think January is just a little piece of your bigger journey as a whole. Also with Journey showing up here, some of you need to get back in tune with getting connected to like a spiritual journey or a wellness journey. Whatever goals that you may have been, or I wouldn't even say goals, because when we're talking about a journey, we're talking about something that you just kind of do, and it's a part of your life. Life is a journey, and like fitness, a spiritual journey, those are like lifelong things. So what you need to know is that Spirit is constantly pushing you towards focusing on some sort of spiritual enlightening path. There's a reason why you're drawn to maybe learning about yourself spiritually, or for you to even want to be more enlightened. So there's a bigger process at play. Also have Heart, which represents love. And we have Palm, which represents destiny. I'm telling you, everything is happening the way that it's supposed to. And I think what you need to know is that you need to respect your process, your journey, and not think that just because things aren't maybe the way that you envisioned it, that you're on the wrong path or that you're doing anything wrong. And when it comes to also the desires of the heart, there's a need for you to know the difference between the desires of the heart and also our fate, or I won't say fate, but our journey in the plan that our spiritual team has for us. So what you need to know is you can get everything that you desire out of the universe. It's just make sure that it's in alignment with your journey and your path, and not just coming from a what you think will fulfill you and make you happy, but more from a place of, okay, how is this going to connect me further and further to my bigger journey or my bigger plan or process. Okay. And then what needs your focus? Let's look at that. What needs my Cancer's focus? Okay, let me get this card. So, what needs your focus is getting out the house, getting out there, connecting with people. Okay, I forgot where that little booklet went. It's cool, we don't need it though. But with home in reverse, definitely getting out of the house, getting out of your comfort zone. Okay, what feels too comfortable at some point, even then you have to evolve from it. When you're constantly pushing yourself out of this, space of wanting to do things just because it just feels safe, you will realize that life is just a whole uncomfortable process. But there's so much magic or beauty in being uncomfortable. So what needs your focus is going out and living your life. You can't really live your life to the fullest and experience what you need to experience being cooped up in your own energy is the message. We also have encouragement. So what also needs your focus is relationships that actually fuel you back. We talked about this a little bit earlier, but if you have relationships around you where you're constantly helping people emotionally, financially, physically, being there for them, and you don't have relationships that are, genuinely fueling you back, and not just for the reason of having relationships around you for that specific reason, but just having relationships of reciprocation is what needs to be your focus, is basically the message. I also have talisman here. So taking the lessons that you've went through and letting them be a guiding force, but not in a way where you're having resentment or hurt in connection to the past, but more so letting that be something that's freeing because you've learned from your experiences, and if anything, a guide to help you avoid going through the same circumstances. So what needs your focus is your journey. Your journey and getting out of your comfort zone, I would say. Okay, so this is what I see for January. Thank you so much, Cancers. If you did enjoy this reading, definitely thumbs it up. I'm going to have the 2024 forecast up for you guys too after this forecast, so definitely look out for that. Any information that you also may be looking for will be in the description. If you want a January reading with me, that'll be up on my site, as well as the 2024 readings. All right, I'll see you later.